Horror. If you've been living under a rock, then I secretly envy you. It's the new kid on the block, home to some of the most iconic games and characters this side of video games, with no flaws about them whatsoever. Some of these games in this absolute peak genre of gaming include Hello Neighbor, Poppy Playtime, The Rainbow Friends, Silent Hill 3 for some reason. But what if I was to tell you that there's one franchise that stands out above the crowd, the underdog that absolutely trumped its competitors with its sheer quantity and quality titles? Garten of BanBan, developed by the Euphoric brothers, who started out by hating their target demographic, but then shifted gears and have created unquestionably one of the most iconic horror franchises this side of media, with graphics that outclasses the entirety of Super Mario 64, to innovative gameplay, to hidden lore that expands Matt Pat's stickhead. And I'm here to tell you that everything I've just said is bullshit. Yes, if you're above the age of 10, I don't think it takes a rocket scientist to tell you that Mascot Horror is probably one of the most hit-and-miss genres to ever grace this world of gaming. Yeah, sure, you have FNAF. That's it. But then you have all of these games that are just the literal definition of cash grabs. The games themselves essentially just acting like advertisement to whatever Funko Pop these assholes are selling on an abandoned New Mexico Walmart. But Garten of BanBan, oh my goodness, that part of me mentioning that it trumps over its competitors, that was only part of a joke. Because these games have literally become one of the biggest Mascot Horror series of all time, already sporting over 4 games and another 2 more to come. I have never in my entire life seen a franchise take off as quickly as Garten of BanBan. Truly, these games must be doing something right that I'm not seeing. So why am I making this video for you today? Well, me and my buddies all have streamed these games, but the difference between them and me, I'm an idiot. I've played all of these games more time than any sane human being ever should, marathoning each of them whenever a new one comes out. And why would I do such a thing? I don't know, I must have probably kept forgetting to take my meds that morning. So I'm gonna be talking about all of them and see whether or not they're worth your time or not. That was rhetorical. Please do yourself a favor and stay as far away from these games as you can possibly do. It's only beneficial to me because I get to make fun of these games to strangers on the internet, so I have a lot more to gain from this than you. So this is where it all started, Garten of BanBan 1, and I've gotta say, mad respect to the Euphoric brothers. I've never seen so many links going to stock assets in my entire life, but there's just one daunting omission I just can't ignore. Where is the inspiration credits going to Hideo Kojima? Because clearly you must have taken at least some inspiration from Death Stranding. Yes, the entire Garten of BanBan series as a whole is just a walking simulator, except it's running on Unreal Engine 5, so clearly this game looks way better. And I've gotta say, I think Garten of BanBan 1 is the best game in the entire franchise, mainly because it's the shortest, meaning that the torture only lasts for around 15 minutes. So if you're masochistic, then I don't think this is the game for you. You start off in a lobby. You need to pick up color keycards as if though this was a Doom game. You hijack an Amazon delivery drone, using the C4 detonator to fly the thing into buttons. You go into the next room to pick up eggs and watch how the bird vores her own children. I feel like I'm taking part in a war crime. You then get a hammer, guess the character colors, see the bird is pissed off you made her eat her own chicks, meet with the best character in all of gaming, and then the game ends. Wow, play BanBan 2! Why say no more?
3 birds with 1 stone.
If you thought the gameplay loop of BanBan 1 was just pure perfection, then I am happy to report that BanBan 2 offers the same exact experience, except now make it cost money. Oh, and on top of that, make it last for 2 hours. I mean, there's a few additional things like voice acting.
3 birds with 1 stone.
Aside from all that, you'll also get to partake in such activities like running from Australian wildlife, climbing up the social hierarchy of school whilst answering a slew of very funny questions.
What is misery plus disappointment? My life.
Is your character depressed? Playing red light, green light with a cross-eyed mollusk and testing your reflexes in a Sea of Thieves aim train. Truly, I have not seen such an improvement in gameplay variety since Sonic Adventure 1. Oh, but don't worry, there's also understandable recycling of previous puzzles, like this part where you need to extract BanBan juice from characters that look like they're regretting their life choices, as well as this eye that seems a little too happy to see. You then get to listen to some more top-tier voice acting, all culminating in a chase scene that rivals and undoubtedly beats Outlast 2. And then the game ends. I'm extremely overjoyed to get to the next game.
Last, he's no longer miserable.
Garten of BanBan 3 probably entertains the thought that if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Because, oh my goodness, it really shows. Except now we've got even more absolutely fantastic voice acting and the most expansive world in the entire series thus far. So much so, in fact, they need to mask the loading by making us wait on this tram system that takes us to 4 different areas of the map. Just ignore the fact you can see everything loading in. You just try making a video game and see if you can do any better. Oh, and I've gotta say, I sort of mentioned the whole Kojima inspiration in part 1 as sort of a joke, but it really feels like his essence just seeps from this game because I haven't sat and listened to so much exposition since the first time I finished Metal Gear Solid 4. Many moments of the game will be bogged down with you just sitting and listening to what these characters have to say, whether you're in the same room as them or just listening to them through the intercom. But at least for this game, you can say they've tried some never-before-seen things like shooting lightning to activate switches. That move at the speed of sound, ripped off Resident Evil 7's DLC chapter. But this has Jumbo Josh in it, so everything turned out to be alright. This game even attempts to have a Dark Souls level boss fight at the end with actually not a bad backing track for it. Then it perishes after 3 minutes. Then you do a little race with the Opila bird while running away from a tweaked out BanBan. Then the game ends. And you took part in child kidnapping.
Where's Jumbo Josh?
So here we are at last, the most recent game in the BanBan franchise as of this moment. So what does this game have that the others don't? Well, a kangaroo that may or may not trigger a fetish. But aside from that selling point, you have some co-op oriented puzzles where you get to put the beak sun down on other switches. But this co-op oriented gameplay lasts like only up until you finish the Among Us vent room, and then we never do anything like this again. So what exactly was the point of this? Oh, and I swear out of all of these games, BanBan 4 is probably the most lore driven out of all of these games. You start out by getting interrogated by a toad that looks like he enjoys everything way too much. Then you walk for like 2 minutes to listen to a 5-minute exposition dump, which I totally listened to. It's not like I have way better things to do with my time. I was completely invested. Then we have a reintroduction to the tram system, except now it's indoor, so this means it's different enough to slap on an additional $5 to the base price to compensate for their hard work. And it may or may not cause the game to end up soft locking itself, but it's okay. They must have been overworked at this point. Let's just give the Euphoric Brothers a break. Then we have some more riveting puzzles that rivals the piano from Silent Hill 1. And since the boss fight in the last chapter was obviously the best part of the game, we have another one here against what will probably be the BanBan representative in the furry fandom. Then we beat it, we run back to Foot Fetish Woman, she dies, and then the game ends. I'm done. So the BanBan games. If you couldn't tell by my hilarious commentary, these games are the most copy and pasted bullshit I think I ever had the displeasure of playing in my entire life. And I've played them more times than anybody with my opinions on them probably ever should. But why do I do this? I need to show my affection to you guys one way, right? From the most basic gameplay of using a drone to press buttons where I feel that erosion would be a much better pastime, to shitty voice acting, to reuse scenarios, all done for the sake of padding so that you can refund the games on Steam. These, I think, are the most shameless cash grabs I think I've ever played in my entire life. That was made with money in mind first and passion second. At least we still have Jumbo Josh. He genuinely deserves way better than this. Okay, so before I finish this video off, there's one little detail that I forgot to mention. Morbius.
Lots of other creatures reside in this ecosystem. Could be anything.
Someone's coming?
Yeah, but what kind of animal makes that sound?
No! No, no, no! Why is this canon? Oh no! Gaming is ruined. So can I recommend Garten of BanBan? Fuck no. Listen, I just spent an entire 8 minutes ranting about why all these games suck. They're cash grabby, they're repetitive, but they're all in all a little bit of a guilty pleasure, you know? And you can also bet your ass by the time the Garten of BanBan 5 and 6 comes out, then I will be marathoning each and every single one of them, and I'll also be sure to make a follow-up video talking about them. But yeah, that's gonna be all for me. My name has been John from the channel with the freakishly long name. If you guys like the video, please consider liking and subscribing. If you guys dislike the video, then you just made Jumbo Josh sad, and you don't do that. If you guys want to join Discord, I have Discord. Follow me on my other socials. They'll all be down in the description below. I'm sorry, I'm fucking tired. So I'm gonna go get some very good sleep, and you guys continue giving me ad revenue and boosting my clout. So yeah, I've been John from the channel with the freakishly long name. Thank you guys all so much again for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.